Oh, it's very busy outside, isn't it?
Yeah, surprisingly for a Friday.
Oh, well, let's go on the show then. Hello, and welcome to Bitches with Beards. And on today's episode, I asked a question. My wedding ring goes missing the week that Diane Keaton dies, Queen of the Singletons. Coincidence? I think not.
And this is the part of the conversation where we say, oh well, la-di-da, la-di-da.
We're the podcast that attempts to break down culture with all the elegance of two coastal grandmas.
But in truth, we're just a couple of bitches with beards.
I'm Max.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're live from the Diane Keaton Memorial Podcast Studio in Haberdashery.
And we both have opinions, so let's get this party started.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, fuck.
I know. There goes the branding out the window.
Well, it has to remain. She was heavily branded with her signature hats.
She was.
We have had a couple of people reach out this week.
Yes.
The lovely Frank from the Reels of Cinema podcast. Your ex, and the lovely Jessie, fan of the friend of the podcast, and go, we were thinking of you. Well, fuck.
I know. I had a few friends who also reached out, and it's like, our icon is gone, and I'm like, I know.
I'm
aware.
Well, we will be. See, so, and Jessie messaged and was like, will you be discussing? I said, we will be discussing. And not just because culture's so dry at the moment that literally was like, the first thing my head went to was, oh, Diane, that's us solved this week.
Yeah. Literally.
Because we got a bit of an early record. The Hubs and I are off to Philly this weekend. The Hubs is doing a soccer tournament, so we're going to be staying with the lovely Alex and Sarah, which explains why the house smells of sausage rolls.
They're delicious sausage rolls.
Thank you.
But you always make good sausage rolls, so I was just like, oh yes.
They're not. I know I do the pre-roll puff pastry now, and it does make it's smooth. It quickens the process. So I would like to look at. I will maybe spend one day trying the rough puff again just to see. But it's such it when it's getting to the point where you don't want to make the product because you've got to. It's like you got to find a shortcut. Do we ever think Pierre can make a sausage roll? That would be interesting because it's the butter, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And Pierre's actually, I'm trying to leave him as long as possible today because we're not going to be back till Sunday. Mm-hmm. He can survive a day without feeding. This is obviously the not the dog, not the husband, but the sourdough starter.
Right. I mean, if you need me to feed him while you're gone,
he's good because once they kind of are active, they can take a bit of a hit. So he can survive one day without, but appreciate it. I'm trying next week cinnamon rolls.
I think Pierre would make a very good cinnamon roll.
Yeah. And we'll talk actually a bit about that. We did some baking later, but yes, no, as Daniel very kindly agreed. But I think what's nice is we get the podcast done. You get it done early, and I know you just go and your days. It's like when I do running. I once it's done, I'm like the whole day is to cleared up
to do whatever.
And it's a nice day to be cleared up. It's gorgeous out there. It
really is. The sad thing is, I think I need to actually go home and do laundry after this. It's like, well, fuck.
Is it cold? Because I went out. I was out the door at 6:30 this morning, and it was gloves and a hoodie.
Yeah, it is still very much. I have a light jacket that I wore over here.
It is.
It's light jacket weather.
I walked up into the bedroom. This house is rampant with sex, and our sweaters are just multiplying. And I did have to say to the husband, we do need to. I said we need the light sweaters now. We need to move them forward. I still want. This isn't people of a certain age. Goldie Hawn's shoe wardrobe from Overboard, where they turn the crank and it moves round. I just want to turn the crank and it like
the sweaters move forward. I approve of that.
And she didn't like it, and everyone's there going, Goldie, it's fabulous. Because it was wrong. Was it the wrong wood that was used?
Yes, it was the wrong wood that was used.
But
she wanted a different wood.
Kurt Russel has never supplied the wrong wood.
No. Not for her.
But no, it is that sort of, like this weekend, because we're going Philly, I'm like, I think the tournament's indoors, but I'm like, it's jeans. I'm just going to treat myself to jeans.
Yeah, it's jeans and a light sweater. Like,
we were walking back from brunch on Sunday. We're kind of everywhere. And me and you were in our light full sweaters, and the hubs was just like, I got my t-shirt on. I'm like, no one wins prizes for being cold.
Right.
That's so upstate New York of him.
Well, the thing is, like, we were comfortable. Like, I was fine. I was just like, it was the right temp. It was the right temp.
You look good, and it was just like, it was just right. But you can go in the shade and get nipples.
Yes.
Talking of nipples, the husband is shirtless.
Oh, yes. There are nipples right there.
Right in your face.
The hairiest of nipples. Reminds me of mother.
Like a little baby Sasquatch.
As I look at my husband's hairy nipples, I go, "You've become your mother." And with that, Daniel, how was your week?
My week has been good. I've been working more on the Ladybird project. Didn't really go out too much this week. I did a nice little walk along the GWMP yesterday. I went to Water Park in Crystal City. Was the start of my walk.
Yes.
It's become very cute.
Is that the bar? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the bar, but then they also have like 4 different like standalone restaurants that are also in the park. I think it's over-programmed because you don't need 4 restaurants. You need like 2 in that area.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it was rather nice first thing in the morning, and walked up the GWMP and went to Arlington Cemetery, which was a disaster. I went to a cemetery also on Saturday, at which point I posted on Instagram, and my mother promptly called me and said, "You're taking too many photos of cemeteries. We need to have a conversation."
Oh, for God's sake.
She's like, "It's a little bit morbid and it's depressing." And I'm like, "Who's saying this? You, mother?" She's like, "Well, people are thinking it." And I'm like, "Who are you fucking talking to?" I'm like, "I'm fine. It's a cemetery. It's Halloween season." Like,
I'm sorry. If you fucking well have opinions on someone else's life, doing what a normal person does, buy a mic and start a podcast.
Right.
Or keep it to yourself.
Right? No one wants it. No one wants the opinion. So anyways, I haven't really gone out this week, and it's not because of that. It's just, it's been a weird week, so.
It has been a very...
Yeah.
Yeah, by Wednesday I was like, is it Friday? And then by Friday I was like, that week was quick.
Yeah, it was such an odd week. But anyways, how was your week?
It was weird because the hubs worked on Saturday.
Yes.
What are you making? You'd be quieter milking the cow yourself. Did you know that
our milking is dead?
Yeah. Well, did you know that chocolate milk comes from brown cows?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. And strawberry milk comes from red cows.
That's true. You dumb. Yeah, no. The hubs was working Saturday, and then Sunday we all went out we had a nice brunch. Me, you, and Matt, and the hubs, and it was really it was nicely done. We went to, we were meant to go and get brunch in Arlington, but it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You told me that.
And then just presume that when we go quiet, hand signals are being done.
Gestures.
But no, it was and then the hubs had to go. He was like literally at the door by I think like almost like 5:30 Monday, and then so I had a lot of movies. It was nice because my parents had been here, so it was kind of a good reset, and work had been so busy last week as well that it was nice just to kind of take a chill.
I was going to say, mentally you needed that little bit of a break. You've been going for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you.
Not that there's anything wrong.
Well, it's kind of it was good. And I sat down and I worked on a book, and I messaged you and said I think I've got to a point in the book where at least the old manuscript is planned out, and I was like, okay, I feel good. I left it there. But yeah, no, I did that, and then I was checking my notes.
Whereas I looked at some of my writing on Tuesday, and I was like, oh, the 3rd graders are writing this one right here, and the monkeys are writing this portion right here, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna go back to some research and some analysis, and I did.
But that's good. Yeah, I did a lot of work. So my organisation was shuttered until Thursday, and then I got a few messages. So yesterday was a weird day because the hubs got back early, and then we had meet and greet for a local political candidate in the evening, which went really well, and Daniel said hi to. But it was all very nice, but it was a bit busy, and then everyone was sort of messaging me, and it's all about work and it's all great, but it was and then work reopened. Everyone's like, hey, what about this and what about that? I'm like, oh, this is, I'm like, great. But I love my organisation because it's sort of like, yeah, we need this really soon. Does next Friday work? I'm like, oh my God, soon usually meant like 2 hours ago.
Right. Like soon normally meant like we're already behind.
But I did also take some time. I've been working, and this is like generally with like social media on the podcast, is sitting down and working. I know ChatGPT is the worst, but like legitimately working out business strategies and social media strategies, and it was nice to work on that and start to build up a social media plan. I'm just really curious about whether or not we can really crack the internet essentially on it, because we have a loyal fan base, but it would be lovely to have a huge fan base, but it's interesting. But actually, aside from that, my real big thing this week, as I consciously aware of the chatting ourselves the time, is, and this is going to sound really weird to say, my diary, my gratitude journal ends.
Oh,
it's at the end. It's on its last page, and I've kept it for a year since I started the sobriety. I write in a Toronto's Maple Leafs book, which my mum also had because we went to the same game, and she was using that for notes for their trip. So mum could have seen some interesting things if she picked up the wrong one. A few lists in there that she'd have been a bit shocked by. And I was like, do I want to keep it going? Because it's good to do, but also like there's always a kind of a moment in a day where you're like, fuck, shit, needs to do it.
Yeah. Or it's like 3 days later and I'm like, oh damn it.
And so I think it's gonna end with this notebook, but I think my new form of journal, because journaling is like I love how there is just journal culture. It's not big at the moment. It's always going to be there. It's consistent.
I was just say it's a solid slow burn through the ethos.
And I think my next one is really going to be focused on food. I think that I need to get more in a habit of marking down recipes and seeing what works, going back to them, making notes, changing stuff, especially if I'm the baking at the moment I'm doing. So yeah, I think tomorrow's the last day on the journal, and then after that it's going to be really focused on that. But I've got a notebook from the White House.
Oh.
The Hub's picked up one for me, and I'm wondering whether that's it. Or the lovely our friends Anthony, Jeremiah and Zach got me a lovely one for my birthday, which I have to get the leather-bound cover from. So I'm deciding between the two which one should be the one.
I would say, if it was me, I would look at the page layout of the two of them and then see like which layout is more of what you're looking for. I know it doesn't make sense, but like if one is like graphs and dots and one's like blank pages, or if one's lined, like
have you ever bullet journaled?
Yes, I do bullet journal.
Yeah.
So for that, I like doing a notebook that has a grid on it, and then you draw your layouts, and you draw and I've got stencils if you need them for that.
I've done it. I think by nature a good journaler stroke list maker. I can see why people do really like it. Yeah. It's definitely, I know my old flatmate in England, she got into bullet journaling, and it is, before anyone says anything, it's not a fad. They really are. They are very good if you have an unfocused mind.
But they're also good if you have a focused mind and you're trying to keep track of stuff. Like I was having a health issue at the beginning of the year, and it was good for me to track, I'm having a flare up this day, and it's lasting this long. Yeah. So I mean, there are benefits for it because you can start to see the patterns and know, oh, this is,
Yeah, my one is that I'm a list maker, so I can forget, and especially like yesterday, so I got a couple of messages from the office about some videos or something, and I was like, okay, let's move forward, let's put it on, let's make a note for Monday, and then it's done. I can clear the email and all that. So, but no, I definitely think like with cooking, it would be
absolutely.
And I'm looking at some recipes now. I need to get these kind of locked down.
Well, maybe not necessarily locked down, but if you're wanting to experiment and refine it, you're wanting to see the process of how you refined it, and this works under this condition, this works under that condition. if I change this here, what's the result going to be? I think that's just smart.
Especially if sourdough, with Pierre. I need to feed him some whole wheat flour. That's got more bacteria in it, apparently, because it's not bleached. It has the roughage in it. It's actually better to produce.
That makes sense. Actually, yeah.
See, I know all these things. I'm learning.
You're learning. You should always learn.
Well, what I'd love to learn is what the drink, which I will be honest, Daniel, looks like pond water. It's in front of you. So shall we take a walk around Ina's garden, around the pond?
Around the pond. So we are having, because I ran over to Whole Foods before this, a non-alcoholic Lapos citrus spritz. We were going to try and do a de-alcoholized white wine, but that was not possible to find this morning in Whole Foods.
I really get fucked off with them. I get it for certain things. Yeah, you may not be able to find like the apple cider biscuits or whatever, but certain things like a de-alcoholized wine are they help people.
Yes.
And it's like, don't hide that shit. You wouldn't hide the Tylenol. Well, you should if you're near a nursery, but hey.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, Whole Foods today, they had so many non-alcoholic beers. Like, they have expanded that selection. And I'm like, so clearly there is, that there's a demand for de-alcoholized spirits or non-alcoholic drinks. Why would you not have the wine? Why would you not have it? So anyways.
So can I make an initial thing off the scent?
Yes, absolutely. Please do.
It smells like bathroom cleaner. It's citrus, so you've got that lemon, not in a dirty way, but it's got a very strong citrus.
Strong citrus.
It does smell nice. This is the thing, right, is that back in the late 80s, early 90s, peach was a huge flavor scent. So it took a long time before I could peach anything without thinking of my nan's bathroom, which was always immaculate, by the way. Whoa.
That was my reaction on the first sip as well.
Like, we're both looking for stuff you only want to sip. I think we're both... One of the reasons we both cut out drinking was that when you open something in front of us, we keep going.
Yeah.
So we wanted something to pace ourselves. My one, when I'm at home, is I like hot tea because you pace yourself. I have an asbestos mouth because I'm British, and it turned out I've been drinking tea since I was less than a year old. But so this has definitely got that's not just ginger, is it?
No, that's so there. I was looking at the ingredients. There's capsaicin in it, so there's the pepper.
But this, you know, when people put stuff on their fingernails or start biting their nails.
Yes.
This feels like it's got something in it that they've overdone the spice. Babe, do you want to try this? It's a lemon. What is it again?
Citrus.
Smell it first.
Yeah.
He's smelling it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's everyone's
It's strong,
reaction.
isn't it? It's got quite a intense flavour.
It's aniseed. It's like licorice.
I couldn't get that, actually.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't either.
No, you don't get licorice?
No, I get like a spice.
And the thing is, like, I like licorice, but like there's a spice.
I like anise, not licorice.
Maybe that's an anise. Is not. I don't know.
They're the same, but licorice is the stronger form of it.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but I wouldn't know if I.
Yeah,
It's sweet at the beginning, and then it kind of kicks your taste buds right in the gonads.
Yeah, it's one of these. Whenever I go back over to Whole Foods after I leave here, I'm not getting another one of these. I'm like, no.
What's your state at home? Thank you, babe.
Yeah. Oh, am I being dismissed?
If you can stay if you want, but I know you got stuff to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go to the gym.
Yeah.
Roar.
Found my ring yet?
No.
Oh, did you check the dryer?
Oh yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Or the washer?
What shorts do you think you left them in?
They're navy blue, which doesn't help with me, but they've got that sort of like not a pattern on them. They look like they're not that matte blue. They've got like a speckle on them.
I don't think they're in the laundry.
They're the ones that you took from. I put in there after I jumped in the shower. When I jumped in the shower, I said, "Should I put these in there?" And you went, "Yeah." Oh, those. Okay, I'll look. Thank you. Love you. Okay. Do you drink a lot of non-alcoholics at home? Where's your state with your drinking at the moment?
So my state with my drinking at the moment is typically through the week I am doing a lot of tea at night.
Yes.
So it's typically my sleepy time tea, my lemon ginger tea, the apple cider tea. Like that's sort of been my go-to. And I'll say this, during the weekend, probably this weekend, I might have like a martini or two.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, okay, have one or two and that's it. So and I'm not drinking out socially because it irks me to no end to like be at a restaurant, be at a bar, be at a lounge, be somewhere with somebody and drinking because I'm just like, oh God, why am I paying this money for this somewhere? Mm-hmm. I don't want to follow the conversation. So typically, like I've been doing, I'll have like a martini or two at home because I can make it to the strength that I want to make it. I can just sit and relax.
It's just strong.
It's not that strong. But
the Queen Mother went, whoa, just half.
I mean, but the thing is, like, I like using a type of olive juice that no one else uses here in DC. So I'm just like, no one else is going to have this. So that's just me. It's fine. I can take it or leave it at this point.
Yeah, no, I'm really not like it. Yeah, I will just drink soda water now. It's just kind of got to that point.
Yeah.
It's like, that's nice. If this is actually kind of growing on me slightly, but I'm not sure how I overtly feel, but I'm kind of like, I like drinking like hot tea.
Yeah.
I need to drink less tea in the week in terms of like the caffeinated stuff because it's buzzing my tits off. Also hasn't helped this week if Hub's not being like here, that I will make a pot of coffee in the morning and sometimes it goes until 5 because I add hot water to it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely have not got the flavour. And actually, Hubs and I went out to Shakers on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Because he had to go pack, and we did that. And then I said, "Let's go out." And I bought him a couple of drinks. And he went to kiss me, and I did the hit of the beer was like, and I was like, I've never, like it was, and it wasn't like strong, but it really, I noticed it, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of where I am now with it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the thing is with this Lapos, I think I would only drink one of these.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, ooh, let's have another one after this. I'm like, I think I'm good.
But actually saying that, like, if we were. My biggest issue at the moment is the prices of stuff. It's getting very expensive.
Yeah.
And like we won't go to bars. Like when we were out on Sunday, the Hub's like, "Can we go get a drink?"
Oh yeah.
Matt doesn't really drink heavy. He's got so much work on, and we need him to do that work because he's going to be our retirement fund.
Right.
And likewise, you're not drinking, I'm not. So, and Hub's like, where can we go? Where do you want to go? And I said, I really don't want to go, even though me and you weren't going to buy anything, was like Crush, because Crush is like over $10 a beer.
Yeah, nope.
And I'm like, we're not going there. And then we went over to Franklin Hall, which is slightly better. We actually went to, Saturday night, went to another hall. These are the new straight establishments.
Halls.
In Arlington, and ended up looking at some very interesting looking men and some very handsome looking men. And got a little date night after that because we went to Ginya. But no, but I'm definitely, like last night at the event, I forgot to get sodas, and everyone was like, "Ooh, the apple spice one," and I'm like, okay. And I had tea, and I kept topping my tea up, and I had my heavier mug, and but I'm not, I'm just going to do me at the moment. Yeah. But I'm definitely, I think it's been months since I've even gone, oh, we have some non-alcoholic beers in the fridge. I fancy getting one out while we're watching a movie. I'm like, no, and this is why now I understand my nan. She never drunk a drop of alcohol in her life. And she drank tea by the boatload. So
I'll just have some more tea. I will say the only, if I'm not doing tea, the only thing that I will do is I will do the Lagunitas hot water. That is the only one that, and I don't even keep that in the house religiously, but if I'm over here and we get some for a recording, I will go home and I'm like, oh, finish them off over the weekend.
Okay, so obviously we have,
we'll
move on at some point, but how are you going to bars now? Like, it's so weird with me is that if it's a standy bar, yeah, I need to hold something, right? And I'll get a soda, and I'll
do a soda with lime.
So I actually like a soda with lemon and lime. If they don't usually confuse it. It confuses.
I was about to say I have never been able to find someone who's like, oh yeah, well, I can do the lemon also. Like it's typically
it confuses
just lime.
most DC
so
bartenders.
Just give me the lime.
But like we've gone out like down to Dutcher on the waterfront, and I've just not got water. Like, and Hubs is always like, "Do you want this? Do you want that?" I said, "I don't want." Well, first of all, non-alcoholic beers give me a headache, which is a horrible thing. There's nothing worse than being sober and having a cloudy head.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Would you want a soda water?" I'm like, "You know what? If it's not in front of me, I'm not going to drink it." Which I know is a really obvious statement, but I'm actually like, I will try not to, and I feel like really bad. And also, like when we went to Ginia, he got a beer, and he goes, and they just put water in front of me, and it sounds like I'm trying to go out my way to make my life as awkward as possible, but at the same time, it's amazing how many weird habits you have. And we had a really nice evening. I had a lot of sodas. Actually, funny enough, the Hubs ended up buying a Red Bull for someone. They never want it, so I drank a Red Bull.
Oh God!
But then but I don't usually say I'm funny, but there's always a point in the night if the conversation's stimulating enough and my head hasn't died, and it sounds really terrible, but sometimes we go out and it's like I can't keep. I'm like not. I lose interest. But because it was all the guys and we were just chatting, my brain hit that real quick moment, and everyone was a bit too drunk, so everyone was like, "What the fuck?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm doing it.
I'm done."
Well, anyway, we should move on to the news because we are 25 minutes in. So yes, let's see what's going on.
Yes, this is the portion of the podcast where we talk about things that are gay adjacent, or just a little bit camp.
I will cycle through my ones quickly. First bit of news is that The Gilded Age and Just Like That executive producers are to write and executive produce The Davenports, a young adult series at Amazon. It's inspired by Crystal Marquises. It's a very, very elegant name. Best-selling novel of the same name. The British romantic series set in 1910 America, centers on the Davenports, one of the few black families of immense wealth and status, thanks to the entrepreneurship of formerly enslaved patriarch William Davenport. I am up for this.
I am too.
Yeah, we were saying that Common Domingo needs to be the sassy uncle to Cissy Tyson, and let's see what happens there.
Yeah.
In-Betweeners, the British show that I adore, and
I remember the In-Betweeners,
and the inspiration for the short-lived American MTV version, which came out about the same era as the MTV version of Skin.
I was about to say
that was one of the first shows I remember where in the English one they swear and in the American they bleep, and that's really weird because bleeping was never done in drama because it broke the fourth wall. Yeah, and it was weird that I think that they just kind of gave up and were like, we're just gonna have to bleep, we can't write around it. But the creators of it have said they've signed a new deal with a production company, and there is it's looking like they're going to bring it back for a fourth season. So the original season, 3 seasons, centered around a group of 4 in-betweeners. They were not quite popular. They were definitely not popular, and they definitely weren't the losers. They probably kind of were. Sixth forms. That's would be in England our junior senior year. The first 2 seasons were their junior year, and then it was the third one finish off, and then they did 2 actually really good movies.
I never saw the movies.
The first movies I've seen multiple times. The second one, it kind of one of those that disappears from streaming. That's the first one's set between this. That's the lads' holiday they go on after they leave sixth form. Okay. And then the second one is after the first year of university, and it's not going well, and Jay's on a gap year, and they go out to see Jay in Australia, and of course his gap year is not what they
naturally
say. But the first one is really actually good. Theo James is in it, like he's in one of his earlier roles, and yeah, I really like the first one. But no, definitely looking forward to that, and I think the intention is to bring it back in a let's see where they are at way. It's not going to be them as students, because I think they're all like now almost 40, or they're just a little bit younger than me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get Daniel to brace yourself for this one. He's very excited. Cats is going to have a revival in London. Now, interestingly, because the Jellicle Ball is going to start in Broadway, which I am very excited to see if I do, but they're going to do it as a part of the Regent's Park Open Air Theatre. Now, years back when I missed Hannah Waddingham in Into the Woods, apparently it was very atmospheric because like the wind would go through the trees and it would expand it. So I really like Cats, and it does have some.
Yes, you do.
It does have a book issue. Yes, if you're coming in new, that sort of it's very dated. The show it needs more of a actual structure.
Yeah,
which even a film tried to but failed to introduce by having Victoria the main cat. But if they need to update it in a way, I know Gillian Lynn died. I think the original choreographer, but. To do it in the open air would be interesting because the opening is like the car going over and all that. Yeah. So I think it's definitely an annoying show, an annoying production in that you want to be like, oh, why are they doing this? But also, oh my God, that would be an interesting way of doing it outside.
It would be a unique interpretation.
Especially
it could add to it.
Doing it in Regent's Park in London, literally is kind of where it's meant to be set.
Yeah. I'm sitting here and I'm like, actually, that does make sense.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's distract ourselves with a death. Drew Struzan, considered the greatest movie poster artist of all time, sadly died. So you would know his work, especially from all the Star Wars special edition posters. He did episodes 1 to 3 as posters. He did the Indiana Jones. He has a very unique style. Once you see one of them, you'll recognize his work. But no, he sadly passed away. I love his style. I didn't quite like his special. Some of his stuff, they're very good character posters, but I felt, and this is not always him, it's I think what the marketing department sometimes wants, but sometimes they're a little bit literal, and whereas later on, especially some of the the layout for the Last Jedi poster with Leia in the middle, and I know at that point just the way it folded out of her. There was others. There's better compositions.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of his stuff relies on knowing who the characters are. So you're like, oh, that's so-and-so, rather than like, okay, but let's see what it's actually about. But he was very talented, and he did visually define a generation. With that, Daniel, what's news for you?
Yes, news for me. So we're going to have another death to talk about.
Yay.
We're going to mourn the passing of Miss Major Griffin Gracie, an instrumental figure in the LGBTQ plus community. They were at the 1969 Stonewall riots. They fought for black trans women's rights and inclusions within the movement. And in the 1980s, they were part of the first San Francisco Needle Exchange, where they were actually helping help stop the spread of HIV. And in 2019, they founded the Gigi House, which is an inclusive space for respite and for community. They were born male but escaped to New York City in the 1960s, where they ended up doing sex work and then discovered themselves. So, instrumental figure that we are mourning the passing of.
No, so I'm sorry to see.
Yeah,
and sadly, it's always sad when, especially, you're so great at bringing attention to these individuals. I kind of, it always makes me a bit sad that it takes their death for them to come back into the fore a little bit.
Yeah, they're an individual that I don't recall ever like really reading too much about.
Yeah.
In the gay history literature, but it's,
and between the two of us,
we've read. Yeah. So it's one of these. I feel like I need to do a little bit more work on that one. So, let's see, where are we going next? All right, dearest gentle listener. Bridgerton Season 4 has announced their release dates. Part 1 is going to be released on January 29th. Part 2 will be released on February 26th. It will be an 8-episode season exploring the love between Benedict and Sophie.
I'm really curious about this season.
I am too, because I don't know that if it's an 8-episode season.
But it's also very interesting because we're three seasons in, and is it every 2 years they're doing a season now?
Basically.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because the first season came out the first Christmas of COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just more. One is like I really like Benedict as a character, but he wasn't like they leading man aspect of him, but he is I think really great. But I'm also curious now about like what is happening with the other characters, because there's certain supporting roles, and this is going to be the season where they're going to need like the supporting roles, and Jonathan Bailey, I presume, is still in it.
Yes, I believe Bailey is still going to be in it, but as a supporting character, like off to the side, probably like maybe 5 minutes of screen time.
And then also, like, is Penn going to be in there? And and I know that they wanted to move forward with that because I think they could see that her being lost to it. But I really hope this season's good, and that because I think we're going to start to see the ensemble really take its
I hope so.
work. It needs to work.
Yeah, I hope so. Let's see. A little bit of news that we're not really shocked about. So Life of a Showgirl earned Taylor Swift her 15th #1 album this past week. She is now second only to the Beatles in #1 albums at this point. And she also had the unique distinction of having all 12 songs in the top 12 of the Billboard Top 200 this week.
So I'm guessing they have to be downloaded or streamed.
Downloaded or streamed
individually.
Yes.
They can tell whether or not it's part of the album. I read somewhere, so there was an interview on one of the podcasts I listened to with an old, well, not an older now, he's probably not much older than me, but BBC DJ, and he was talking about the reason they had to really review. Obviously, at the time they were looking at purchasing. Obviously, then CD sales went down, so because it was streaming, that was all done. But Ed Sheeran was a major proponent, or himself personally. But there was one time it was all his music. Because they didn't know how to differentiate between singles and albums, and he was just, and they were like, this does not reflect the listening styles of people,
right?
And I guess now that's how they fix it, but that means it's even more impressive that Taylor's album, all her tracks are in the top 10 because it's not just an album, it's the tracks themselves.
Yeah. So she occupied every single spot.
Good for her.
Yep. Final bit of news, which I did not put in there. So
I know.
So sorry. This is late breaking because news was a little bit slow this week, if you couldn't tell. So there has been some praise for SCAD, which is Savannah College of Art and Design, for their exhibition Stylist Forever, the retrospective on Andre Leon Talley, where they're looking at 70 different of the pieces associated with them. There is high praise because they used an anatomically correct model and physiography to display him, as opposed to like doing something very generic. It actually looks like Andre Leon Talley. This is on display in Atlanta until March 1st, so if you can go see it, please do, listeners. The photos look amazing.
Great.
Yep.
Well, should we go down there now and take a quick break?
We should.
Anyway, Daniel, that was culture news for everyone. What was culture for you this week?
Culture for
me. That one up fucking right, but anyway.
Well, anyways, it's fine. Culture for me this week, food of the week, I did a little bit of splurge, and I purchased a Dubai chocolate bar. Oh my god.
Okay, what is one of these?
All right, so Dubai chocolate bar, it's filled with a pistachio, slightly crunchy center, but it's not like a wafer or anything. And then it's just encoded in dark chocolate. It is so good.
So is Dubai the brand?
No, apparently the filling on the inside is from Dubai, and for some reason it's just been described as Dubai chocolate. Like whenever you
so if someone said what is Dubai chocolate, it's like
it's this pistachio cream like covered in chocolate.
And that is not.
It's not a brand.
It's not a brand. And is that style? What Dubai chocolate's famous for? If people is it just one of the cases that someone's tried it and gone, well, this is what Dubai chocolate is, and they're like, no, it's one style.
I think it's, someone's ascribed it to it and they're just running with it.
But it's delicious, you say.
It is very delicious. If you like pistachios,
yes,
then it's very delicious. So drink of the week, I did have a alcohol removed wine earlier this week. It was a free Sauv Blanc, not from Whole Foods, but from the bodega in my neighborhood, because I picked up a bottle and it was just like, well, let's try this. I thought surely I could find it at Whole Foods today. Nope, could not find it.
That's a cute little. Is that the one at the end? The upper, if you go in the upper, yeah, that's a real cute little bodega.
Yeah, it's very cute. But anyways, it was a good solid non-alcoholic wine. We'll put it that way.
What was its appleness like?
It wasn't very appley.
Because this is the issue I'm starting to have. Is some of them get very appley. It's like cranberry now. It's just apple.
It was more of a pear flavor.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked at first because Sauv Blanc should taste a little bit more like green apple, but it tasted more like a Bartlett pear, and I was like, okay, I could work with it.
Nice.
Like, it was very nice. All right, songs of the week. You Don't Know Me by Leslie Gore.
Yes.
Played a lot. Oh Polite by Taylor Swift, and Rihanna by, Fleetwood Mac.
Nice.
Let's see. Movies of the week. We have 2 movies.
It's a lot for you.
It's a lot for me. So we're getting the holiday, viewing in right now. So Rocky Horror was played on Saturday, and then on Thursday night, Arsenic and Old Lace with Cary Grant.
I've not seen that one.
It's a good play. It's a hilarious movie. We'll put it that way.
Is it an okay one to watch as a movie?
Oh, absolutely. It's Frank Capra.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like I know that I don't. I know I do have the bad habit of not seeing a film because I want to read the book first and then never reading the book. But if this is a good one to do in that,
it's one to do in that. All the action takes place within the living room.
Yeah.
So like, you're introduced in the living room and you just stay there the entire time. You could watch it and it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Let's see, television of the week. So Karen Perry is back on BritBox for season 2. We're on episode 2. Episode 3 should be coming out tomorrow. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's an okay mystery this time. I feel like last season the mysteries were done over like 2 episodes, so it's interesting as to why they're taking 3 on this one. And the main character, Karen Perry, the detective, is a little bit more arrogant than she was from what I remember in the first season, so I think I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the first season. Because I'm like,
just going to see now. Who plays her?
Oh, I don't remember. She's blonde.
I know. I've heard of this, and I know.
Yeah, it's one of these. I think that might have been her first like breakout role was season 1. Anyways, the thing is,
I don't know her.
Yeah, I can't remember if the character was like this arrogant in season 1 as they were in season 2. So, like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it because I'm like, ooh, because it's a bit like Bridgerton, where I think it's been 2 years in between seasons.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't really remember so much because there was only like 4 episodes in season 1. So, anyways, that was me for this week. How about you? What were you up to? What was your culture?
Well, food. We did the apple cinnamon sourdough muffins.
Yes.
So I was really pleased with how they came out. Mm-hmm. And actually, for those curious, the sourdough replaces the sour cream / buttermilk component. Sour cream's used for denser muffins, buttermilk obviously for lighter, more fluffier ones. Mm-hmm. So I think if sour cream tends to be for fruit based because you want to sustain some fruit. I really liked it. I'm now curious about whether or not we could pull off a vegan one. But we shall see.
I don't know.
Yes, so we shall see.
Yeah. Scratching my head on that one.
But the fact is, it does remove an element of dairy, and I've not used sourdough if anything other than that. So I'm pleased with that. Also, it was cooking last Friday. Was a slow cooked meatloaf. It came out really nice. I wouldn't say it blew the recipe up, and it definitely, because I definitely needed to brown it up afterwards. So while we were cooking the side, I then like turned the because we have the Ninja Foodie, so I was able to turn on the air fryer and actually brown up the edge a bit, so it looks a bit more, because it does look
a little bit more like
less anemic.
Yeah.
So music, obviously the 9 Inch Nails for the Tron Ares movie. Excellent soundtrack. The film is pretty much just a 9 Inch Nails music video, but the actual, it's very loud. I've never heard music that loud in a cinema, like in a good way, but they really do like put it up to 11 and let you immerse it. The Atlas having your album out, Blight, it's lovely. It's not everyone's taste. It's very slow. Mark listens and goes, that's depressing. It's actually not depressing. It's not. It's just very plinky plonky. And I don't know why I love it. I love his voice. There's one, the opening song, Source, is, he hits some note. He does something with his voice that just gets you. And in a weird way, it's like music, but in the absence of like a lot. It's very reflective. It's very. I don't know why, but I do love that album. The album's Hospice is a fantastic and Burst Apart. But Hospice actually is excellent. Television, we finished Peacemaker this week. It got into a bit of trouble with Peacemaker because it really bigged up. I mean, part 6 had a huge wow moment. Final part 8. It was a good episode, but it did not live up to... There was a few complaints online about this was not what we thought. They said stuff... They could have easily just not said anything, and people have been like, that was a good episode, but I think they got a bit ahead of themselves. And especially because... I mean, interestingly, it's a ground level show, so it's going to build in... The idea is they don't want everyone to have seen everything. That's not how they want to run the DCU at the moment. But they are using these shows to add in, maybe explain concepts and like organizations a bit more. And they felt that this one, and I know the concept, they're going to treat these more like prequels, I think, in a sense of you're going to watch the movies and know what's going on, but if you watch the show, you'll get like a little bit more backstory. But there won't be the presumption that you need to have seen it. So I get what they were doing with it, and it's apparently going to feed in quite nicely, but they really kind of should not. James Gunn should have been a bit with his
tight lips. And
I started watching The Studio, which is the Seth Rogen one. It won a lot of Emmys. From Schitt's Creek, Catherine O'Hara is in it as the studio head. It's really good. There's like one episode done in one take. It's brilliant. It's like one of those, and then it's just how he ends up as the studio head, and then just the day-to-days. It's very well done. It's actually a very high concept, and each episode takes on try something new, I feel. But the last episode I watched, I might have to rewatch because I was a bit dozy watching it, was him dating a doctor and at a work event for her, and sort of the contest between, is his job, because it's the entertainment, worth less than their job, and the attitude of people, even though he runs a fucking massive film studio.
Right.
So, talking of films, I may have watched a few. So I'll run through this very quickly. Finally saw Misery.
Okay.
Excellent. She's dark in it, though. Like, people talk about what she does to him, but actually her backstory is fucking nasty. I was like, oh, that's really weird. Like, but it's usually Stephen King, though. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
And I kind of... felt it was very Lucy Letby, which is what was going on in England. To completely different, watch Father the Bride for Diane Keaton. That was cute. It's a good film. She's brilliant in the way she holds her mouth, and she wears those, loves those jacket dresses. But it was a very 90s movie.
Yes.
And it fucked up my perception of suburban wealth.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the dream home. I still want that fucking dream home, and just and I was always obsessed, and I still am, with the facing sofas, the couches,
yes.
That seems to, the only purpose seems to be that when your daughter turns 22 and brings home a fiance, they're there. But apart from that, no, we don't really. Or tea with the Jeffersons.
No one sits there.
Went to the cinema to go see House of Dynamite.
Okay.
That's the one, and it's done like the 20 minutes. It's done from 3 different perspectives of what happens when they go to DEFCON 1. It's the new Catherine Bigelow. It's intense. I would not watch that before you go to bed.
You lost me at DEFCON 1, so don't worry.
But it's really got a fantastic cast, a phenomenal cast. But yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Okay.
Watched it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, finally. That was excellent. That was the one. It's the Quentin Tarantino one. I never got around to watching it because it's a bit longer. The ending actually kind of made me not cry, but it was very sad. They twist something. So spoiler alert by 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Sharon Tate lives.
Okay. A big change.
Because of how the events ride out.
Uh-huh.
It's done very cleverly, but it ends with her. Sorry for spoiling, actually. Sorry, but it's done it like the attack happens to different people and they resolve it differently.
Okay.
It's done very well.
Uh-huh.
But the scene where she then goes next door because they go to the wrong house, or they get pulled, and the action of Leo's character brings them into his house. It's not a jarring sliding doors moment. It is, but it's done very, very naturally.
Yeah.
But then she goes and says, "I hear something happened to you," and it really upset me because I didn't also realize how pregnant she was.
Yes.
When she was killed, and they play her up, and it's this celebration of her life in a way. She's a background character in it, but at the same time, you're like, that's really it hits you what was lost.
Yeah.
But the attack when it happens actually done. It's resolved very well, but there's a bit of humour to it, but in a right way.
Tarantino does, yeah.
But apparently, though, her sister had been a bit nervous about her. Then met Margot Robbie, and then just loved her and lent her jewellery, and it's all done well. All of Me, Brett Goldstein's one.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So in that one, it's in a world where you can do a service where you can find your soulmate. His best friend finds her soulmate, but they are obviously madly in love with each other. You see his bum. And it's very nice. It's really dishy. It's really well done. His humour's excellent in it because it's not funny, but it's got funny moments.
Yeah.
But it is pretty sad. It's like quite interesting concept. It's very well. Again, I really like it. It's very slow. But if you enjoy that sort and you just want to watch a movie for 90 minutes, I would highly recommend it. But you got to know what you're. Yeah, don't sit there and be like, oh my god, it's going to be Bridesmaids. It's really not.
No, it's not.
Tron Ares was excellent. It could have had a better storyline though. It really needed, and apparently like they had originally written it as a direct sequel to Legacy. When the Legacy started to fall apart slightly and they removed some of the characters who are mentioned in it but not in it, the Ares character, who is this AI soldier, the Jared Leto character, came to the foreground. But it kind of makes you wonder, they needed to replace the storyline that they removed, and I felt that it was not as rich as it could have been.
A little bit weak.
Yeah. And Gillian Anderson was a bit underused. She was good in everything. She gave everything with the material, but it didn't quite. It was a bit like you could have done more with her. And finally, I watched God's Own Country, which is what's his face from The Crown. It's a bit like Weekend, but done on a farm in Lancashire. And it's
it's what's his name?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was excellent.
Oh,
Very
good.
slow again, but if you like that sort of plinky plonky winding,
Plink, plunk, clunk.
that's excellent. Anyway, Daniel, we should move forward because we can't. If I stretch this out anymore, we're going to lose even more major celebrities. So, Daniel, what was culture this week?
It was the passing of Diane Keaton.
How did you feel when it happened?
I was a little bit in shock. I was like, "What?" I was like, "This is a joke," and no, it was not a joke. She died.
She was only 79, which 79. Is not old.
No, not old. Died of pneumonia.
Yeah,
is what's come out.
Slow decline in health or rapid decline in health over the last year.
Yeah,
she's always been quite slight, and then the last couple of years, some of her Instagram videos, she's looked very
slight.
Very skinny.
Yeah.
Her last post was of her dog for National Pet Day. Apparently, the dog is getting a lot of money.
I would expect nothing else.
No, it was just very... And I messaged my mum and she's like, oh, God, that's terrible. Obviously, it's very...
Yeah.
What was the last... I mean, I saw that film a couple of years back, the one where she swaps... She plays a younger person that ends up coming out and waking up in an older body.
Yeah, I can't think of what the name of it is.
That was excellent, that one. But... I don't know. I feel bad that they kind of pursued about a bit of the First Wives Club follow-up that they were always wanted to do, which I wanted to. We could just get Impa Ice in this thing. He looks cute doing it. But no, I wish that they because they whether or not they did a sequel or they always wanted to get them three back together again.
Right.
What did you love about Diane Keaton?
I love the fact that she just had this effervescence whenever she was on the screen.
Yeah.
Like... She was always smiling. she also, I don't want to say she had a self-deference, but she would always try to highlight other people during an interview. Like she wanted the attention on them, not necessarily on her.
She was a very good supporting character.
Yes.
And I was watching, so it's interesting to watch the Father of the Bride, the bit where she goes and visits him in jail. She bites her lip. Have you ever noticed how she bites her lip and she smiles? And she does it a lot.
I can't even do
and
it.
It's hard to describe, but you need to watch her do it. And she does it towards the end of First Wives Club as well, when Annie gets her confidence. And there's a way that she's letting you talk, but she's thinking, she's got something there. She's holding something in.
Yeah.
And she goes, and there's always a "you've spoken, now I'm speaking" aspect to her.
It's a deliberate pause, like you can tell that she's teeing up to say
yes,
something.
there's a tee in.
It's a tee up, if that makes sense.
But it's interesting because she, like Steve Martin is obviously the quote I loved about. If you hear the one about it's Steve Martin and Martin Short, and they were in an interview, the three of them together, and then she goes, "Oh, which one do you fancy?" And she goes, "Well, they're both idiots."
Yeah.
But she could have taken, because who I would say is an actress I do love is Bonnie Hunt,
yes.
who also did a lot of Steve Martin work. Was very much I think she worked a lot with Dan Aykroyd as well.
Yeah.
The suburban housewife who was way better, but they brought them in because they could do something with these quite bland roles.
Yeah.
But Diane Keaton, I said I have never watched Father of the Bride movies, and I wanted to watch it, and it shows how great she was, because she really did have she wasn't the foil to Steve Martin, but she was you're acting like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Like she was, I don't want to say she was the grieved, but she was the agitated housewife. Yeah. That she's like, am I really having to put up with this?
So I know also Beverly D'Angelo was excellent as that as well. But no, but then you look back at her like early career, which was The Godfather.
I was going to say The Godfather. Oh my gosh.
Her literal last scene is a door being closed in her face, and
just
her of it.
Oh my god, that's cinematic history right there.
And then Annie Hall, which is excellent. And this is the interesting thing, is that she's someone that's really, there's so many issues with what's his face, Woody Allen, but she retains that. She owns that movie, and she's going to see it. The only non-believing thing about it is why she's fucking with that guy in it, because she's so much better in it.
She's so much better.
You're missing the most significant one, though.
What?
The Christmas one.
Oh, the Family Stone's going to be a bit. Well, everyone is kind of glad that she died this early, so we can build up to the scene where I'm sick.
Right. And she then does die.
I think the scene with the where they open the
the portraits.
The portraits. It's gonna destroy everyone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be wrecked on that one.
Because that's the second film she did with Sarah Jessica Parker.
What's the first one?
First Wives Club.
Oh yes.
Sorry, and obviously, I always say this. Sarah Jessica Parker has stolen men off Bette Midler in 2 movies.
It's true.
And people don't remember that one.
By the way, sorry to interrupt. I'm going to the gym.
All right.
I'll see you soon.
Have fun.
Yes.
He'll be gone by the time you get back.
Yeah.
That's why I give him a hug.
All right. Let's see you. Try and be back so we can leave here by 2.
Yes. Be safe on the trip up.
That gives you 90 minutes to get there and get back again.
Yes. And the shower should shave.
Yeah. Well,
taking a lot of shits.
It's your tournament.
Yeah. Please make sure you cut that part
No.
out.
Nope. Leaving that one in.
But no, it's going to be. I mean, yeah, it's. I would have, and I saw the book. Is it the book clubs? Were the recent one she did?
Yes, she did a couple of book clubs. She did a lot of maturing roles of like older individuals, like trying to find themselves and be young again type situation. Because she also did like a camp movie. Like
that was good. The summer camp one.
Yes, yeah.
They. The trouble of some of those movies were that the concepts And was she in? Let's have a look. Was she 80 for Brady as well?
That feels right.
80 for Brady. That's actually a really cute movie. No. Is it? No, that's Jane Fonda, Sally Field, Lily Tomlin, and Rita Moreno. Shit hot cast though, by the way. Mm-hmm. Very cute movie. Mm-hmm. But a lot of these ones started to get into the aren't old people funny as well.
Yeah.
And that's not to say they aren't, but I felt that the script sometimes let them down.
Yeah, the plot's very recycled.
Let's have a look. Summer Camp was 2024. That is Diane Keaton, yes. Let's have a look.
Something's got to give. Oh my gosh.
Well, that was her last significant, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Her opposite Jack Nicholson.
I need to rewatch that because I've seen it. Yeah. That was, I think, really. It's so weird because I mean, that film was 20 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and she wasn't old in it now. When you look in perspective, she was 59, which is is nothing. But I think Something's Gotta Give is possibly her signature of like the cultural, the coastal grandma aspect of it really came into it.
The turtlenecks were in that.
The crying while writing, you know, the tortured poet of it all. Mm-hmm. It's definitely. This is the trouble. Is a lot of us, you know, we grew up with. Even if she wasn't in that film, there's a style of that film now that we're saying slightly goodbye to.
That coastal aesthetic, because she was the torchbearer for it.
She was. It's the coastal aesthetic, the suburban aesthetic, which you know we sat there and would be like, well, this is what because this is the thing is the Griswolds were. Even I'd never seen those films as kids. Mm-hmm. They were that. Just that aesthetic was like nothing we had in England. You know, you had to be very well off to have it.
Right.
Whereas in America, it was presented as very, you know, dad goes to work, mum doesn't really have a job. Though in Father of the Bride, they both have. She doesn't have a job named as much, but yeah, it's definitely feeling like that's end of an era. You know, that it was meant to be the aspirational suburban home, and then later on when she sort of retired and she wore these creams and Nancy Meyers did it all.
Oh, the life. Oh, I want it so much.
That was, I mean, what can you say to that?
There's not much. But truly, there's not.
Nancy Meyers, she died, didn't she, Nancy Meyers?
I believe so. Like 2 years ago or something? A few years ago. No, we're thinking of someone else. We're thinking of...
Nora Ephron.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, as soon as I said Nancy Meyers. Like,
what were they both not? So Nancy Meyers was the rom-com. Was Nora Ephron the rom-com as well? Or, yeah, they're both...
So Nora Ephron was Mixed Nuts. Wasn't she?
Yeah, that's such a classic. I know people just don't know about Mixed Nuts.
Yeah. Which one of them wrote You've Got Mail? Was that Nora?
That might be Nora.
Yeah, I think You've Got Mail was Nora.
Right. Shall we go through this?
Yes. Sorry. We've opened this can of worms now.
Right. She co-wrote Father of the Bride Part 2. This is Nancy Meyers.
Okay.
Parent Trap, which she wrote and directed, actually. What Women Want, Something's Gotta Give, The Holiday, Is Complicated, and The Intern.
Okay.
Right, so now we're going to do Nora Ephron. She died... she was quite young as well. You Got Mail, Bewitched, Julia and Julia, Sleepless in Seattle, that's the one.
Yeah.
Silkwood, which I adore, and When Harry Met Sally.
Ah, yes.
So I say Nora Ephron was always... Yeah, they're both sort of... Nora Ephron...
Sort of the same.
Was Nora Ephron a bit more city-based? And Nancy Meyers was a bit more...
I mean, based off of that list, I would say yes.
Yes. Okay, we're getting there now.
Yeah.
We are trying... This is the what we need to be talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely say Nora Ephron was more the... There was more cynicism to Nora Ephron, whereas Nancy Meyers is always a little bit more...
It's a little bit more rosy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more golden type situation. Yeah, because if you're thinking about it, like, Sleepless in Seattle was very cynical at portions. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Sleepless in Seattle, actually. I've only watched that one recently.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them are just again. This is why my list of shame comes in, is because
You
it's
don't have a list
it's
of
a shame.
shame.
But it is always. But they might go really. But it is a lot of stuff that you don't think to sit down and like. It's stuff if you haven't watched it, and you're like, well, you're not really gonna. Hey, I got a free 2 hours. You know what? I'm gonna watch Sleepless in Seattle.
Right.
But it's stuff. I have this list of stuff that I keep, and then I go, okay, I need to check this.
Yeah. I need
off
to
the list.
see this film. I need to. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So what? Yeah, I we'll go back to Diane. She's going to be so sorely missed. She was such a trailblazer for the independent woman.
Mm-hmm.
She really sought to have her own career, her own persona, which is something that we don't. She wasn't really beholden to anyone.
No, she was beholden to herself.
And she didn't have to do it by being Zanny, and it's not to say, like, Goldie Hawn is a fantastic person with her career, but she has a larger-than-life screen presence, and in such a beautiful way, and I adore Goldie Hawn. And look at the First Wives Club, really. Bette Midler, she is abroad.
Yes.
That's how it is. Diane Keaton held a screen, and she held it a lot more. She did more work. She doesn't get compared to Meryl Streep as much as she should in that level. Meryl Streep is the go-to, the actress that can just do or do anything. If you need to catch up on any murders, she comes in and out, but of this season, and then there's this last episode where she goes undercover, and it's her, Selena Gomez, Diane Weist is in it, and what's her face, who won the Oscar a couple of years back for the Holdovers, the larger. I
can see her.
Oh my god, because she's got a huge name, long name. Davine Joy Randolph.
Yeah.
Four of them, and it's a subplot in it, and it's the four of them together.
I would love that.
Yeah, and they must all be looking at each other, kind of going, How has this show got this level of it? And Diane Rice is playing very much. She plays downtrodden housewife. Well, she did it in The Birdcage.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So you've got so much going on, but and it's interesting to see where. And I don't think. But then she's also a very serious actress. I just don't. And then Meryl Streep, she does quirky and she does Mamma Mia when she wants to have a good time.
But she's serious.
She's serious, and Diane Keaton. She acted the shit out of every fucking role.
Yeah.
And people by just biting her lip.
Yeah. She expressed everything she needed to with just a gesture.
And we will get actors that hold that DNA, but they're not going to be trained. Her training was having ill-written roles for women and working with nothing.
Yeah.
And even though the industry still has a long way to go, that requirement is not there as much anymore, and they're not cutting their teeth on such sharp stones.
No, not at all.
Do you have anything more to add, or should we move on to the end of the show?
I think we should move on, my dear.
Right. I don't have a gags and goops. Do you have a word of the week?
I do have a word of the week. So the word of the week is, let's see, ludiosis. The sense that you're making it up as you go along. Ludiosis.
Welcome to 2025, which is also my petticoat lane. Thank you, 2025.
Right. Same.
Do you have a petticoat lane?
My petticoat lane is going to be this. If you are manning a security line, don't make people change to get into another line, only to change to get into another line, to change to get into another line. Like, just put us through the line.
I don't like line moving.
I don't like line moving, especially if I'm sitting there for 10 minutes and still haven't been checked out in said line for security. It's doing good to no one. You want to see Postal? I will become Postal.
With that Daniel treatment covered everything.
My dear, we barely even set the agenda.
To Diane. This has been a Bearded Bitch production recorded in a Diane Keaton podcast studio in Haberdashery.
You've been listening to The Bitches with Beards. I've been Daniel.
And I'm Max. A big thanks to you all for tuning in and giving us a listen. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and review the following on Twitter, X, and TikTok, where you can find us at Bitches with Beards.
Please remember that only a mother could love our views and opinions, and they reflect us and no one else.
We'll hear you next week unless we're cancelled. Cheers.